Apple DEP-2025 exam practice questions with explanations are available in the video for you to study. Which component establishes the formal relationship between an Apple device and a mobile device management server? A push notification channel. B. A network security appliance. C. A usage restriction. D. An enrollment configuration file. The answer is D. An Apple device becomes managed by an MDM server only after an enrollment configuration file is installed. This enrollment profile contains the server address, trust information, and authentication parameters that bind the device to the management service. Once installed, it enables the MDM server to issue commands and apply policies securely. Push notifications are used only after enrollment to wake the device, not to establish trust. Network security devices and restrictions are unrelated to the enrollment mechanism itself. Apple documentation consistently defines enrollment profiles as the foundational link between devices and MDM systems. What security requirement enables an MDM server to communicate securely with Apple push notification service and managed devices? A. Usage policies. B. Enrollment workflows. C. Digital certificates. D. Device supervision. The answer is C. MDM servers rely on digital certificates to authenticate with Apple push notification service and to secure communications using TLS. An APN certificate verifies the identity of the MDM server when sending push messages to devices. SSL certificates protect data exchanged between the server and devices from interception or tampering. Without valid certificates, MDM commands cannot be delivered reliably or securely. Policies and enrollment workflows depend on this infrastructure but do not replace it. Apple's MDM protocol explicitly identifies certificates as a mandatory requirement. Which built-in Apple platform capability allows organizations to enforce security controls through MDM? A. Device location tracking. B. Enrollment workflows. C. Native hardware and OS security features. D. App distribution services. The answer is C. Apple devices include native security technologies such as Secure Enclave, hardware-based encryption, and enforced passcode policies. MDM solutions leverage these built-in capabilities to protect data and control device behavior. For example, administrators can mandate encryption, require strong passcodes, or remotely erase compromised devices. Location tracking and enrollment are supportive features but do not directly secure data at the system level. App distribution focuses on software delivery rather than security enforcement. Apple security architecture documentation emphasizes that MDM builds upon these native protections. In declarative device management, how does a device communicate its current compliance and configuration state back to the MDM server? A. Through configuration declarations. B. Using a dedicated status reporting channel. C. Via traditional configuration profiles. D. By scheduled enrollment checks. The answer is B. Declarative device management introduces a status channel that allows devices to proactively report their state. This channel enables devices to confirm compliance without constant server polling. Declarations define desired configurations, but status reporting is handled separately. Traditional profiles belong to legacy MDM workflows and are not responsible for DDM status updates. Periodic enrollment checks do not provide real-time state awareness. Apple designed the status channel to improve performance, accuracy, and autonomy in device management. Which ownership and enrollment model allows organization-owned devices to be assigned to individual users while still supporting personalization? A. User-owned BYOD. B. Shared non-personalized deployment. C. Personally enabled, organization-owned. D. Temporary session-based deployment. The answer is C. The personally enabled, organization-owned model assigns a dedicated device to a single user while allowing personal customization. Users can install personal apps and store personal data, while the organization maintains management control through MDM. This model is common in one-to-one enterprise or education deployments. BYOD applies only to user-owned hardware and uses different enrollment constraints. Shared and temporary models restrict personalization to support multiple users. Apple deployment guidance clearly distinguishes personally enabled deployments as a balanced approach. Which enrollment method is specifically designed for personal devices brought into an organization by users? A. Automated device enrollment. B. Manual device enrollment. C. User enrollment. D. Supervised enrollment. The answer is C. User enrollment is designed for bring-your-own device scenarios where the hardware belongs to the user. It creates a cryptographic separation between personal data and managed organizational data. This approach limits administrative visibility to protect user privacy while still enabling essential management. Automated and supervised enrollments provide full device control and are intended for organization-owned hardware. Manual enrollment does not inherently provide data separation. Apple explicitly positions user enrollment as the preferred model for BYOD. Which deployment model is best suited for devices intended to be shared by multiple users with minimal personalization? A. BYOD with user enrollment. B. Personally enabled devices. C. Non-personalized organization-owned. D. Federated user devices. The answer is C. Non-personalized, organization-owned deployments are designed for shared or task-based usage scenarios. Devices are centrally configured and restricted to ensure consistency and security across users. Personal data is typically removed between sessions or never stored at all. BYOD and personally enabled models allow user customization, which is inappropriate for shared use. Federated identity relates to authentication, not deployment style. Apple documentation highlights non-personalized deployments for kiosks, labs, and shared environments. How can devices that are not eligible for automated enrollment still be added to an MDM system? A. They cannot be enrolled. B. Through automated provisioning. C. By manual device enrollment. D. Only through user enrollment. The answer is C. devices that were not purchased through Apple or authorized resellers may not qualify for automated enrollment. However, they can still be managed through manual device enrollment. This process involves installing an enrollment profile directly on the device. Tools such as Apple Configurator can assist with this setup. Automated provisioning requires prior registration and is not available in this case. Apple Deployment Guidance confirms manual enrollment as a supported alternative. Which enrollment approach is most effective when distributing large numbers of devices across multiple geographic locations? A. Manual device enrollment. B. User enrollment. C. Automated device enrollment. D. Temporary enrollment. The answer is C. Automated device enrollment enables devices to enroll in MDM automatically during initial setup, regardless of location. Devices are pre-assigned to an MDM server through Apple Business Manager or Apple School Manager. This eliminates the need for physical handling or manual configuration. Manual enrollment does not scale efficiently for large deployments. User enrollment is intended for personal devices rather than mass distribution. Apple strongly recommends automated enrollment for global rollouts. Which enrollment method is typically used when managing personally owned devices in an enterprise environment? A. Automated enrollment. B. Device enrollment. C. User enrollment. D. Supervised enrollment. The answer is C. User enrollment is the standard approach for managing personal devices within an organization. It allows users to enroll voluntarily while preserving control over their personal data. Managed apps and accounts are isolated from personal content using system-level separation. Automated and supervised enrollments require organization ownership of the device. Device enrollment provides more control than is appropriate for personal hardware. Apple explicitly defines user enrollment as the default BYOD strategy.